It's never too late to pivot. It's never too late to decide that the career you've had so far isn't the career that you want to continue in anymore. And what reinforces that to me is, and this is generally what I moan about social media in many different ways, but that's not what this is about. It's what I do enjoy. One of the really refreshing sides of social media is seeing how people have carved out, myself included, how you can carve out a new space for yourself and you can pivot into that because it suits your values, your skills, your potential just so much better. And I think it becomes very difficult, and I think this happens to all of us, when you are on one particular road, you feel like, oh, it's too late to turn back because I've invested so much in this. Or you feel kind of institutionalized and you're like, well, I've just done this for such a long time. And you don't give yourself enough time to explore, or you think that if you give that up, it's a failure. And I don't remember who told me this, but I know someone told me that on average, it's like women at the around the age of 38 tend to pivot into doing something new. I followed that track. I'm gonna have to try and find the study where it talks. Excuse me, what talks. Excuse me, that talks about that. But I'm seeing like in the generation in Gen Z that they're pivoting a lot earlier, and I think that's what the richness of life is. I, in many ways, don't believe that we should be confined to being just or doing just one thing. And you see, I even slipped up and said being, because I know I spoke about it in another video, but this part of being, the part of our jobs defining who we are, defining what we do, defining everything, it's too restrictive. And as people, we are multifaceted beings. We show different sides of our personalities with different people. So why wouldn't we want to do that same thing in our careers? Why wouldn't we want to explore? Um, and this is just a reminder, and this was always a reminder for me as well, is that I believe that each one of us should be able to show up in all of our multifaceted glory. And the pivot doesn't have to mean exchanging one for the other. It might just mean broadening our horizons. And I think about myself when people ask me, what is it that you do? It's like I feel happy that I can say I'm an author, I'm a CEO of a management consultancy, and I'm also the founder of a social enterprise. And some people are like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of things to do. And on the one hand, it is. But on the other hand, this perfectly reflects my multifaceted nature and also at the core, my dedication to gender equity. And I think that should be possible for us to be able to reflect all the things and our values by pivoting. And as I said, the pivot doesn't have to be in exchange for one thing or another. It can just be pivoting into something, widening, widening our horizon, widening our scope. And it's never too late. It is never too late. So if you've got that instrument that you want to take up, or if you're thinking about, I might want to start to write a book or whatever, explore it. It doesn't have to be either or. There's enough space, and we have to create the space. And I had to create the space to try these things, because in the end, that's what it is. It's a trial. There is no right. There is no right way to live your life. There is no right way to have a career. There is no right way to be successful. It's all determined by us. So whatever it is, you don't have to give up everything, but you can do a taster and enjoy that. Enjoy it, because it just adds a level of richness to life that you won't regret.